Good morning, everyone. By everyone, I mean no one. There's no one on here just yet. Um, it's fine. We'll wait a couple minutes and see if anybody jumps on. Um, these 10 a.m. live read alouds give you some really good versions of Mrs. Payton in the morning. So hope you can enjoy that. Hopefully we get some people to jump on. I'll wait just a little bit. There we go. Now we're getting people. Hi, Makai. It's good to see you not see you, but glad to see that you're on here this morning. Let me know if anybody else is jumping on. Looks like more people are starting to get on. That's good. Hi, Isabella. Hi, Angel. Hi, Abby. Hi, Jenna. We'll wait just a few more minutes. It's saying that the link I posted was not working. So let me. I'm going to add this to my Blooms page real quick. Hopefully it doesn't mess up the YouTube live. Okay, so I posted a new YouTube live link. Hopefully that helps people. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Kamari. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Today, I don't have any questions for us. I just want us to sit back and relax and enjoy the book. I plan to read a little bit farther today. And hopefully we're getting really close to the end of the book. So ask me already. We'll continue to read aloud next week until the book's over. When the book is over, we won't do any more YouTube lives. We'll have one more Zoom call next week. And I'll get that schedule out to you Sunday night like I usually have been. I'm thinking the Zoom call will be Tuesday morning. But we'll see about that. I'll get everything situated and let you guys know by Sunday morning. Okay? All right. Out of my chapter 23. The day of the actual competition dawns bright and chilly. I shiver in the decided to use the manual chair today since the electric one, even with the car ramps, is a little too heavy for Mom to handle on her own. You ready, Mellow Yellow? Miss V asked me. Oh, yeah. Your head feel like it's going to pop with all those facts stuck inside? She teases. Oh, yeah, I grin at her. You'll do fine. Better than fine. Dynamite. Possibly awesome, Miss V says. Oh, yeah, I push again. We'll all be downtown in the audience cheering you on. And the team? There are others on the team, she asks, smacking herself on the forehead. I thought you were a solo act. And teams for other schools? Don't worry, you're smarter than all of them, put together. So we'll be cheering the loudest. Your mom, your dad, and me, and Pam. Do I look okay? Miss V looks at me up and down. It says it stopped reading. Is everybody hearing me okay? See what the chat says. Okay, sounds like it's good. Good. All right, I'm gonna keep going. Do I look okay? I type. Miss V looks me up and down. Like a star, she replies. Your mom tucked an extra blouse in your bag, just in case. Catherine knows what to do. Tell me the plan again. Your mom will pick you up from school, take you to get a bite to eat, and then get you to the TV studio about 15 minutes before the rest of the contestants. Penny and your dad and I will meet you there. TV folks won't freak out when I show up. They are well prepared for you. Actually, it's possible a few reporters might be there and want to talk to you. Me? Why? I can't imagine any news person would talk to somebody who can only talk through a machine. How boring. You're a wonderful human story. Other people might be interested in knowing more about you. They won't make fun of me? Just the thought of it makes my palms sweaty. Miss V takes my hand in hers. Not at all. They'll admire you, I'm sure. You're Spalding Street Elementary School's own personal Stephen Hawking. They're lucky. Hope so. Here's your bus. Have a great day, Melody. I'll see you tonight. I managed to get through the day without spilling anything on my clothes, and I'm relieved to see Mom when the blast bell rings at school. After a quick meal of macaroni and applesauce in the car, smart Mom, nothing red, we head downtown. We find a handicapped parking right in front of the studio, and after the usual unloading the chair down the car ramps, seating me and strapping me in, then attaching Elvira, we roll inside. The receptionist, a chunky, pleasant woman with lots of makeup and frizzy hair, directs us to the staging area. I have to blink a little to figure it all out. Everything you see on TV is fake. I see the place where they film the news. When I watch it on television at home, it looks like the reporters are sitting in front of a huge window that shows all of downtown. But it's just a painting. And it's pretty small. So is the desk where the reporters sit. It seems so much bigger from home. I recognize a couple of reporters who watch every day. I can't believe how skinny the morning lady is. On TV, she looks normal size. I'm going to look like a huge balloon when the camera shows me. Speaking of cameras, they are huge, like giant black mechanical space beings on wheels. Guys with headphones and women with clipboards run around checking stuff. The back part of the studio is dark, but the place where the contestants will take place is lit brightly. I can see where the teams will stand and the big buttons they'll push for the answers. In another room behind the cameras and the action are the benches where the audience sits. Some people have already started to file in. I can see them through a large glass window. I jump when Catherine taps my shoulder. Fascinating, huh? For real, I type. She and Mom chat a bit before a man wearing jeans and a Cincinnati sweatshirt shows me. Excuse me, he says to me, but are you Melody Brooks? Surprised, I quickly hit yes. My name is Paul, and I'm the stage manager. His huge hand swallows mine as he shakes it. I'm glad you're here early. Let's see if we can have you set up correctly. We're really glad to have you participate. He spoke directly to me, not Mom or Catherine. I like him right away. We roll across the studio to avoid cords, wires, and enter the area where the competition will take place. This is where the members of each team will stand, he explained. They each have 4 large buttons to push. Red is for the letter A, blue is for the letter B, yellow is for the letter C, and D, of course, is green. I nod. And here, Melody, is where you will sit, right next to your teammates. I have rigged a special answer board for you, so it's adjusted to the height of your wheelchair. He looks pretty proud of himself, and he shows me the setup. Wow, I type. This is perfect. How did you know? My son is in a wheelchair. I build stuff for Rusty all the time. There's no way he could do what you're about to do. He kneels down so he can look me in the eye. Knock their socks off, champ. Rusty will be watching. Okay, I type, for Rusty. He holds me behind my answer board and lets me practice with 4 color-coded buttons. Because they're so large, hitting the right one is actually easier than using my talker. I don't even have to aim with my thumb. I can use my whole fist. When I hit the red button, the letter A lights up on the screen in front of me to lock the answer. Thanks, Paul, I type. Very, very much. He winks and gives us all the buttons a quick punch to make sure they're all left, then tells me he'll see me later. I can do this, I tell Mom and Catherine. I'm ready. The rest of our team starts to arrive. Connor is dressed in a black suit with a red tie. Actually looks good. Rose, blushing and nervous, is wearing pale blue. Hi, Melody, she says. Are you scared? Nope, not at all, I type. My mom made me wear this tie, Connor complains as he rolls his finger inside his shirt collar to loosen it. I hope I don't choke on live TV. If he does, at least the attention will be on him instead of me. What if I do something stupid or I start to drool and the camera does a close-up? Amanda, Rodney, Molly, and Alina, the alternates, look a little sad as they wander around the store. They won't they won't get a chance to participate unless something happens to disqualify one of the four of us. I guess that includes Connor fainting or me convulsing. Are you okay? I hear Rose ask Amanda. Yeah, but I'm all dressed up with nothing to do. I feel you, Rose says. Break a leg, Amanda tells her. Really? Rose smiles. That's what you're supposed to say for good luck, Amanda explains. I know, but look at it this way. At the finals in Washington, there are 6 people on the team, so that opens things up a little. So go out there and win. Will do. Claire and Molly make funny faces in front of the camera, pretending they're on air. Neither speaks to me. Look, Claire, Molly says, her voice for once in awe of something. You can see your reflection in that camera over there. Do I look okay? Claire asks, smoothing her dress. You look great, Molly assures her. You know, it really ought to be you up there instead of Melody, Claire says, loud enough for me to hear. Well, I'm ready if she messes up, Molly whispers back. I just shake my head and think, delete, delete, delete. No way I'm letting their negativity mess me up. I have enough to worry about. Mr. Deming hurries in, then wearing a brand new navy blue suit and a fresh white shirt and a red vest and tie, the whole team cheers and Connor gives him a high five. He buzzes around for a bit like a nervous bumblebee. He checks on details, wishing us all luck, and then goes to sit in the observation area. No teachers are allowed near the students during the competition. Catherine is allowed to stand in the back behind the cameras just in case I have an emergency. Other teams start to fill the studio as well. One team from Green Hills Academy is all dressed up in Kelly green sweaters. Not a bad idea, but the sweaters are ugly. Another team from Crown Elementary is wearing little fake crowns on their heads. That team seems to be a little over the top. The team has done nothing special. They don't need to. They have me. Chapter 24. It's time. Cameras rolling, one calls out, in 5, 4, 3, 2. He points at the man at center stage. The moderator, a slim guy with the hair that looks like it, has been glued into place. Speck off his tuxedo, adjusting his red striped tie, and begins speaking right into the cue. On cue. Good evening, he says with that perfectly modulated voice that announcers seem to be born with. My name is Charles Kingsley, and I'd like to welcome you to the Whiz King Southwest Ohio Regional Competition. Cheers all around. In 2 weeks, the competition will travel to Washington, D.C. to represent our area at the National Championships. We wish the best of luck to all competitors. The studio quiets. The rules are simple, Mr. Kingsley explains. Teams will be asked 25 questions. Each correct answer from each 4 members' team is worth 1 point. So the maximum total team score is 100 points. He pauses so the camera can show the scoreboard. Then he announces, the 2 teams with the highest scores from all preliminary rounds will meet for what we call a quiz-off. So point totals are critical. The winner of that final set of quiz questions will be declared our local elementary school champion and will pursue nationals in Washington. The team that emerges as the winner will appear live on national television on Good Morning America the next morning. Cheers and applauses. Our first team to compete tonight will be Woodland Elementary and Spalding Street Elementary. Take your places, ladies and gentlemen. The 4 contestants from Woodland and other 3 members of our team walk to the testing area. Waving the cameras, Catherine rolls me to my position where I can easily reach the buttons. Then she gives me a quick hug and walks away. I'd like to take a moment, Mr. Kingsley said, to introduce a very special participant in our competition tonight. Her name is Melody Brooks. The camera all points in my direction. The studio lights are all incredibly bright and hot. I blink rapidly. I feel damp and sweaty. Although the other contestants will stand, Melody will be seated as she answers the questions. We have made adjustments to our answer board. She can access the buttons, but nothing else. I hear she's a fierce competitor. I try to wave, but I figure I look goofy and wobbly, so I pull my hands down. Rose stands next to me with Connor in the middle and Claire on the far end. I feel like I'm going to throw up, I hear Claire whisper. Don't you dare, Connor hisses. We'll start with the practice round so everyone can familiarize yourself with our button system. Everyone ready? Which of the following is a mammal? A, cat, B, bird, C, turtle, or D, spider? Everybody, including me, pushes A, of course. The screens in front of us light up with the letter A. Don't you wish all questions would be this easy? Mr. Kingsley asked, chuckling. You're right. Remember two things, he reminds everyone. First, this is a team competition. And second, this is not a test of speed, but accuracy. Teams get more points if all four contestants come up with the correct answers. And the two teams with the most points meet finals. Are we ready? Ready, the seven contestants on stage answer. I start to hit the word ready on my board, but I decide to concentrate on the contest instead. Round one will have 25 questions. Let us begin. Number one, I tense. Here we go. The average lifespan of an adult mayfly can range from 1 minute to 1 hour, B, 30 minutes to 1 day, C, 1 day to 1 week, or D, 2 weeks to 1. Bing, 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 bing! Everyone hits their buttons. Once the answers are locked in, the readouts are displayed. Everyone on our team answered B. One person on the Woodland team answered A. Mr. Kingsley smiles and said, Woodland has 3 points and Spalding has 4 with all correct responses. We can do this. I can do this. On the next one. Number 2, he intones. The Battle of Lexington and Concord and the American Revolution War was fought in what year? A, 1774, B, 1775, C, 1776, or D, 1777. This one's a little tricky. I press B, however, so does everyone else. The score is now 7-8. Mr. Kingsley continues. Literature, the word oxymoron means which of the following? A, of contradictory words, B, the outcome of sequence of events, C, an implied reference to a literary or historical event, or D, a symbolic story or narrative. I'm fairly sure the answer is A, but that would mean a big-headed crippled kid who thinks she can win in a national quiz competition. When the answer is shown on the screen, Connor got it wrong, and so did the 2 members of the Woodland team. So we're still up, but we have 22 more questions to go. The next question, Mr. Kingsley says, deals with math. Oh no, I'm dead meat. There are 2,157 paintings in an art museum. The museum has 124 rooms. Which is the reasonable estimate for the number of paintings in each room? I'm hoping you all are saying, oh, estimate, I need a round. Anyways, A, 10, B, 20, C, 60, D, 200. Yep, dead rotten meat. Let's see, I've got to visualize a museum and rooms and lovely paintings. How many in a room? Not sure. Divide what into what? And not sure. I'm going to say 60. Say 60. When the answer flashes B, I feel like an idiot. But Rose got it wrong too, and so did kids on the Woodland team. Score stands at 13-11. By the time we get to the 25th question, I'm thirsty, but I'm pumped. The lead bounced back and forth between the 2 teams a couple of times. Sometimes they were in front of us, and sometimes we forged ahead with points. I got most of the language art answers right, but the math question stumped me. Connor can't spell, so he missed several of those questions. Rose is weak in history. Claire has trouble with science. The Woodland team was about the same. Some kids good in some areas, others good in others. We now come to the final question for our first 2 teams, Mr. Kingsley announces. He clears his throat and begins. A weather event that measured 6.5 on the Richter scale can be A, tornado, B, hurricane, C, earthquake, D, tsunami. Bing, 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 bing. I punched C and relaxed. I did not have a tornado spaz. Connor, Rose, and Claire all got the final question correct as well. 2 people on the Woodland team answered hurricane instead. When the results are tallied, our team has a total of 81 points. Woodland ends up with 77. Congratulations, Spalding, Mr. Kingsley says with a polished smile. The 2 highest scoring teams will meet for the final round later tonight. Good luck, and we hope we see you again. Victory for round 1. As the show breaks for commercial, we're all escorted to a special waiting room in the back. The students from the Woodland looked really disappointed. That's it for them for the whole competition. All they can do now is watch as the second 2 teams head to the stage for their session under the lights. Mom, Dad, and Penny and Miss V and Catherine are all waiting for me in the back room, hugging me, kissing me like I've won the lottery or something. Catherine does a little happy dance. Dad tells me he filmed the whole thing on his camcorder. You rocked, Melody, Miss V shouts. I'm so proud of you, sweetie, my mom says. Can I have a Coke? I type as quickly as I can. I feel breathless. Everybody laughs as Catherine rushes to find me a paper cup for the are sitting on the ice waiting room for the contestants. Mom pours dribbles of ice cold Coke into my mouth, one sip at a time, making sure I don't spill on my shirt. I am so thirsty. I don't even care that people from other teams are staring at me. Mr. Deming, after talking to Rose and Connor and Claire, bounds over to us, beaming. This is such a thrill, Melody. You were amazing out there. I'm so proud of you and the team. I'm so proud of our team and extremely proud of our team. Thanks, I tap. What's next? We wait for the next two teams to compete. Then we'll meet and beat the other high-scoring team and pack our bags for Washington. Don't pack yet, I type with a grin on my face. I've been packed for 10 years. He tells me, I've just been waiting for the right team. This is our year. I just know it. He wanders off to talk to the other parents. I've never thought about what teachers dream about. I had no idea what a big deal this was for him. Rose comes over and squats down next to Penny. I like your hat, she tells Penny, who is holding Doodle closely and wearing a blue polka-dotted hat with a red feather. Wosie, Penny says gleefully. How's my favorite baby girl? Rose says in her whispery voice. Wosie, Penny repeats. You did really good, Melody, Rose says to me. You too, I type. You think we have a chance for the finals? Yep. And for Washington's? Yep. And being on Good Morning America? Oh, yeah. Claire stays on the other side of the room with her parents, but Connor ambles over and stands next to Rose. You're okay, Melody, he says. You beat me on a couple of those. You rock in math, I tell him. I know, he replies with a grin, but I still can't spell. I hope they don't have any spelling questions in the finals. I gotta go to the bathroom, Rose says suddenly. I'm so nervous about the finals. She hurries out. I know what that means. Butterflies, moths, giant bumblebees flutter inside me. When we were on camera, like it took a million years to complete our round, but in just a few minutes, a set of contestants came back to the waiting room. The school with the little crowns won. Crown won round 2 with 79 points. Then, within another half hour, Edison Elementary clinches the third round with a score of 80. A school called Perry Valley wins the fourth round and 82 points, just one more point than us. I watched them, Miss V tells me when they troop back into the room, excited and victorious. They're really good. Should we worry, I ask? Of course not. It's the best because they have a secret weapon. You. Suddenly, there's a rush of activity in the room as stage hands come in to get us. Perry Valley and Spalding Street, we need you to come on camera for the finals. You two are top scoring schools. Congratulations. We hurry back to our places. The lights seem brighter this time. Mr. Kingsley returns to his position, gets his microphone adjusted by the stage crew, and shouts, Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final round of our original Whiz Quick Kids competition. The winners of this round will represent us all in Washington, D.C. in just 2 weeks. All members of the winning team, along with their chaperones, will receive an all-expenses-paid trip to our nation's capital, 3 nights in a hotel, and tours of the city. Trophy, someone yells. Oh, the famous Whiz Kids Championship Award. The winning team in Washington gets to take home that huge golden trophy. The best appearance on Good Morning America, and their school will receive a check for $2,000 to be used for academic endeavors. Lots of whoops at that. Let us begin. Teams, are you ready? Ready, they all reply. I'm ready. Chapter 25. Oh my word, what a night. I still can't believe how everything turned out once the championship round began. That's when Mr. Kingsley explained. The questions this time will be a bit more difficult. Scoring, however, will be the same. Our team with the best score out of 100 possible points will be our champion. He picked up the cards that contained the quiz questions and smiled. Here's a question number 1. What is diplopia? Diplopia, I don't know the word, sorry. A, double vision. B, left-handedness. C, a disease of the gums. D, a form of cancer. Oh boy, he wasn't kidding. Diplopia, maybe? I don't know. This was going to be a killer round. I was sure the answer was A, though. Kind of. When the answer was revealed, double vision was correct. Whew! Rose and Connor and I got it right. Claire missed it. Everyone on the Perry Valley team answered it correctly. The score was 3-4. Number 2, Mr. Kingsley said, who is the composer of Rhapsody in Blue? A. Mozart, B. Gershwin, C. Copland, or D. Beethoven? Bing, 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 bing! Thanks to my parents and Miss V, that was a little easier. I pushed the button for B. One person on the Perry Valley team got it wrong. Claire messed up as well. That made the score 6-7, with Perry Valley ahead. Everybody could feel the tension. The next 20 questions covered things like lions, the jungle, gravity and space, authors of famous books, and math. Some of those I even got right. Bing, bing, bing! Even though Connor aced a hard spelling problem and Claire came through on a difficult history question, Perry Valley kept staying 1 or 2 points ahead of us. It was getting near the end of the round. Perry Valley had surged ahead on a math question and was up by 3 points. It looked pretty good with a score of 78-81. I glanced at Connor. Sweat dripped from his nose. Then Mr. Kingsley asked, the condition in which a person may be able to hear colors or visualize flavors when a music is played is called A. Synthesis, B. Symbiosis, C. Synesthesia, D. Symbolism. I'm really sorry I don't know all these words. It's reality. I just don't. I grinned and punched in the letter C. Not only was it one of Miss V's vocabulary words, it was me. I breathed a sigh of relief when I realized that Connor and Claire and Rose had also chosen the right answer. When the results were tallied, only one of Perry Valley's kids had gotten it right. The score stood at 82-82. It came for the very last question. This one would determine the group that would go to Washington. I glanced at Rose and the others. I think we all gulped at the same time. Our last question of the evening, Mr. Kingsley began, is a mathematics problem. I groaned inside. There goes our trip to Washington. I might as well go back to room H5 and hide there for the next 1,000 years. Number 25, Mr. Kingsley said slowly. Lisa gets up in the morning and gets ready. She takes 22 minutes to get dressed, 18 minutes to get breakfast, and 10 minutes to walk at school. What time should Lisa get up so she can arrive at school at 7:25 a.m.? A, 6:15 a.m., B, 6:20 a.m., C, 6:25 a.m., or D, 6:35. I need to add, then subtract. How do I subtract time? I need to see a clock. I'm getting all mixed up. Time is running out. I can't mess up now. I could have been C. It could have been D. I thought a moment more, then I pushed D, feeling like I was going to throw up. The answers lit up on the screen. Everybody on our team had answered D. Either we were all correct for really terrible or really terrible at figuring out time problems. 3 students on the Perry Valley team had answered D. One of them had answered C. Well, it looks like we have a winner, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm extremely pleased to announce that the team that will represent us in Washington, D.C. this year, the team we hope to see on Good Morning America with a score 86-85 is... He paused for effect. Spalding Street Elementary School. I couldn't help it. I squealed. I kicked. My arms jerked crazily. I tried really hard to control it, but my body went a little wacko on me. Shut her up, I heard Claire hiss. Shh, Rose whispered through her clenched teeth. Thank you for watching our telecast, Mr. Kingsley said, throwing a quick glance at me. Please join us in 2 weeks when we'll televize the finals from Washington. This is Charles Hank Kingsley. A good night. He signaled that he was finished, and the cameras blinked to dark, and then the lights blessed quickly off. I couldn't stop kicking. My arms acted like a wind-up toy gone bananas. I screamed with joy. At least nobody noticed this time, because hoots and hollers abounded as dozens of people stormed the stage. In one arm and the camcorder in another, Mom, Catherine, and Miss V rushed over to me and almost smothered me with hugs. Miss V tried to look at me as if she was surprised, but her grin seemed to be permanently attached. Mr. Deming, the alternates, and all the parents of the rest of the kids on the team cheered and jumped and patted one another on the back. One of the parents streamed confetti all over us. Balloons appeared from nowhere. Somewhere in the studio turned the speakers up loud and played the song Celebration. People started to dance. It seemed as if a million pictures were taken. Amazingly, lots were being taken of me. I did my best to calm down and relax. Smile, Melody, a guy called with the baseball cap. Click, flash. Can somebody sit her up a little straighter in her chair? Click, flash. Get a picture of the kid in the wheelchair. I think that guy was a reporter. Click, flash. Where's the winning team? Another reporter asked loudly. We want a team picture for the newspaper. Why don't you stand around Melody? Everyone smile now, okay? Click, flash. I could barely see. Blue dots danced in front of my eyes. We want the winning team for a TV interview, someone else called out. Can we have them over here? People were shuffled around and straight edge helped set us up. And a stagehand helped set us up. Connor, Rose, and Claire sat in chairs next to me. Amanda, Molly, Alina, and Rodney stood behind us. Mr. Deming stood next to Rodney. I hoped that my hair looked okay and that I didn't look too goofy. The reporter silenced the crowd and the cameraman lined up and got into position. Good evening, this is Elizabeth Oka of Channel 6 News. I'm here in our studio as we students from Spalding Street Elementary School, victorious members of the winning team of the Whiz Kids competition held here tonight. These are 8 of the brightest young people in our community who buzzed their way to victory tonight. Let's meet them. We'll start with the alternates in the back row, the youngsters who will fill in should one of the team members not be able to participate. Please tell me your names and ages, she asked as she put the microphone in front of each student. Amanda Firestone, age 12. Molly North, age 11. Alina Rodriguez, age 12. Rodney Masul, age 11 and a half. That got a laugh. Ms. Oka continued, and seated in front of me is the championship team. Please tell me your names as well. My name is Claire Wilson, and I'm 11, and I got more right than anyone else on my team. Good for you, Ms. Oka said. I know you studied hard for this. The reporter moved quickly to Rose. And you are Rose Spencer, age 11? Rose said, sounding shy. What stands out to you this evening? The reporter asked. The camera moved in closer. I was on last year's team, and we lost by only a few points, so it's real exciting to win this time. I'm very proud of our team. Rose was beaming. Great answer, and we're proud of you as well, Miss Oka said. And now, to this young man, your name is, sir? She asked Connor. Connor Bates. Hi, Mom. Connor spoke loudly into the mic. Do you remember the hardest question you were given tonight? The reporter asked. I thought all the questions were super easy, Connor said with a grin. I missed a few on purpose so the other contestants wouldn't feel bad. Miss Oka burst into a tinkly laugh. How does it feel to be on a team with your very special team member? She asked. Hey, Melody is okay. She's really smart. Let me introduce you to. But I wasn't about to let him steal my thunder. My name is Melody Brooks, and I'm 11 years old, my machine said loudly and clearly. The reporter looked amazed. Well, this is astounding. How does it feel to be such a winning team, Melody? I pressed my key for super. She laughed. Was it just study and prepare for the competition? Ms. Oka asked me. No, lots of people helped me. What was the hardest part about participating tonight? Hoping I wouldn't mess up. She smiled. We all feel like that sometimes. Are you excited about traveling to Washington, D.C.? Oh, yes. Have you been there before? No. How will it be on the team change your life at school? I thought that was a good question. Not much, I admitted. Then the reporter waited patiently while I took the time to tap the words. Maybe kids will talk to me more. I talk to her all the time, Claire interjected. Both Rose and Connor looked at her with frowns. Huh? Rose said. Miss Oka moved away from me and over to Claire. So you consider yourself to be a friend of Melody's? Oh, absolutely, Claire said with the bounce of her cinnamon-colored curls. She and I eat lunch together every day and test each other on questions for the quiz team. Melody's a lot smarter than she looks. Rose raised her hand to speak, but the reporter shook her head. I'm so sorry, but at times, she told Rose, women, best friends in spite of their differences and members of the winning Washington-bound Whiz Kids team. Congratulations to you all. I was stunned. Claire? All right, I'm going to stop there. So, like I said, I didn't have any questions for us today. I just wanted us to enjoy the reading. The book's about to get pretty good, so which has already been pretty good. Thank you guys for joining us today. Our next read aloud day at 1 o'clock. We'll go back to 1 o'clock on Monday. I hope that you guys can join us, and it's good to see you all. Have a great day.